just going to give it a few minutes for the room to fill up. Hi everyone, it's Reese here from Supply, and today what I want to talk to you about is how to get set up for your most productive October. I know it's crazy, it's already October, it's absolutely nuts to me. This year is completely flying by, but when I think about the year, it's been probably one of my best years ever. In January 2017, I thought, okay, what do I want to do this year? What do I want to accomplish? And I knew for me, this was going to be my year of travel, and it's been absolutely incredible. I've been to Bali, Nicaragua, LA, the OC, New York, and right now I'm actually in Bulgaria. So my fiance is Bulgarian, and right now we are at this really cool little Bulgarian spa that's up in the mountains. Really funny story. Last night I actually had like the worst allergic reaction. Hi guys, the worst allergic reaction. And I was like, am I gonna go to the hospital? Like, am I gonna survive? And it was really cool, or like interesting to think about, like, what would happen, like, if something happened from this allergic reaction? Like, am I living my best life? Am I doing everything that I wanted to do? And I actually was talking to one of my clients about that today too. And so that's something to think about. Like, obviously we don't want to be morbid and think about what's gonna happen if we have an allergic reaction, but are we living every day to the fullest? Are we doing everything that we feel like we can do to reach our goals? Or are we thinking about what we can do to reach our goals and then putting it on the back burner, or looking at other things that we can do instead, or letting all of our fears and doubts go past what we're actually capable of and just going and doing it and not worrying so much about letting all the fears and doubts come up? So this month in the collective, the theme is all about productivity. So throughout the month, I'm going to be sending out meditations, guided visualization, tips to help you have your most productive month ever, understand how to set up your week, how to manage your time. And I sent out a really cool post the other day that just kind of shared with you guys that if you're only spending 2 hours a day on social media, which most people are, that adds up to about 730 hours over the course of the year, which if you break it down, that's a whole month. So if you've ever told yourself, oh, I don't have enough time to start that business, or I don't have enough time to start that blog, well, if you were to cut down your social media, if you're spending 2 hours a day like most of us are, then you'd have a whole extra month to go after your goals, to do the thing that is really, really important to you. So that's something to think about. Where are you spending your time on activities that are just not productive to you, or it's not the best use of your time? And a lot of the time we limit ourselves. What I'm like learning and what I'm so interested in is the fact that our minds are so powerful. They're capable of doing so much. We're capable of literally manifesting the exact life, the exact business of our dreams. But if we limit ourselves, if we settle, if we assume that we can only do less, then that's all we'll get. And I can say that from true experience, because in my background, you know, I grew up in a single parent household. I didn't have any money, any help with finances to get through college, to start my own business, to buy my first apartment, none of that. Yet I was able to do it and launch my own 6-figure business. And I know that's so possible for you. As soon as you step out of focusing on what's not working and instead focus on what you want to work. So shift your mindset to the possibilities rather than only focusing on what's not working right now. And so when you shift to the possibilities and you see what's possible for you and you look for the solutions rather than the problems, it's so much easier to get to your goals. It's where you shift your mindset, and essentially your reticular activating system starts focusing on the things that are going to help you solve your problems instead of only seeing the reasons why you feel like you're stuck where you are. So what I want you to do, because it's the start of October, I want you to make the most out of this October and really, really get the best out of it, is I want you to grab your journal. And I want you to think about, how do you want this month to go? I want you to really go into this October being as intentional as you possibly can. The reason why people go through months or even years wondering, oh my God, how did this whole year go by and I haven't made any progress, or I haven't met any of my goals, or I haven't traveled to the place that I wanted to. The reason why that's happened is because some people are not intentional with their days, intentional with their weeks, intentional with their months. So what I want you to do right now is grab your journal, grab whatever you use for organization, and I want you to think about, how can you be really intentional and really deliberate about this month? if today were October 31st and you were to look, it was Halloween, and you were to look back on this month and be like, you know what, this was the best month ever. I achieved all my goals. I absolutely crushed it. I did a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't even know that I was capable of doing. What would that be? And write that down, because when you go into this month with intention and you know the thing that you actually really want to accomplish, and then you map it out and take the steps to get there, you'll probably actually figure out that it's a lot easier than you thought it was. So what I want you to do is think about, what's my intention for this month? How can I really, really make the most out of this month? Then we want to think about, because our topic of the month in the Yes Supply Collective is being more productive, we want to think about, what is your idea of your most productive self, right? So we all have our regular habits, but then we all know what habits we would have if we were our most productive self. So would you get up at 6 a.m. every morning and then go straight to the gym? Would you meditate and write in your journal every morning? Would you set up your calendar for the entire week on Monday and then schedule it and follow it to a T every single day? How would you plan your day? So think about, what is the most productive version of yourself, and then figure out who that person is, figure out how she acts, what she does, how she plans her days, and then think about, what can I do every day to be that person? Does that mean not picking up the phone 150 times? Does that mean when I'm focusing on something, I lock my phone in a drawer? Because I do that sometimes. If I'm focusing on a project or I'm creating content, I'll lock my phone in a drawer so that I'm not picking it up every 5 seconds, because we all know that sometimes we pick it up and we're scrolling through Instagram and we're like, how did I even get here? So who is that productive person? Does she see more value in her time, right? Does she realize that, oh my God, if I spend 10 minutes watching a YouTube video on like something random, that's not really worth my time, and it would be so much better for me to pick up a book that I'm really interested in, to write that blog post that I've been meaning to write for months, to hire that coach that I've been meaning to hire for months. Like, really, it might just look like 10 minutes or 20 minutes, but every single moment of your life, you're making a decision, and it's those little decisions that add up to something huge. So think about what you can do every single day to be really, really intentional with every single moment, and bit by bit, those little decisions are going to add up to the big picture goal. The next thing that I want you to ask yourself, and write down in your journal or your planner, wherever you like to write stuff down for yourself, is ask yourself, how will you plan your day, right? So for me, I like to have my mornings all to myself. I like to use my mornings for creative stuff, so I try and stay out of social media, out of my inbox, and I just kind of focus on me time, because that way I can get the most important stuff of the day out of the way, and the stuff that doesn't really take as much brain power, I can push to the end of the day. So how can you implement that in your own life? How can you put the stuff that takes up a lot of creativity and put it at the times when you're most energized? Now, you might be most energized at 3 p.m. at night. You might be most energized in the evening. It's different for everyone. But just really think about, when are you the most energized, and then how can you take the tasks that are the most important and schedule them into your day? Because as soon as it's scheduled in, you have that reminder come up on your phone or whatever it is that says, now it's me time, now it's time to create over consume. You've set aside that time, you've prioritized the task, you've prioritized the thing that you want to accomplish, and now you have no excuse but to get it done. So schedule it in and think about, how are you going to plan your day? Make sure you plan in time. Like, I plan in time on Fridays for me time, whether that's getting my nails done, going to Reiki, getting a massage, going to the doctor, going to physio, whatever it is. I schedule in that me time, because if I don't, sometimes I forget, right? And then you go weeks and you're like, oh, why does my back hurt? Why does everything hurt, right? So schedule in that time for you, so you can just like enjoy your life and actually feel like a real human. And schedule in, time to catch up with your friends, schedule in time so you don't forget to have lunch, going to yoga, and then of course doing the most important things in your business. A really important thing that you want to ask yourself is, what do you want to do more of every day? So if you're starting to feel like your days are getting really, really repetitive, you're getting really tired, the tasks that you're doing are making you really, really drained, it's time to take a step back and say, okay, well, why do I feel drained all the time? Why am I not happy with how I'm spending my days? And you might realize that when you actually look at the clock from the start of the day to the end of the day, you've put on the back burner the things that you actually enjoy, the things that allow you to be creative or share your message with the world or make you feel really, really good. And instead, you're doing all the administrative tasks, or you're answering all the emails, and you're doing all the stuff that you just really don't like doing. So ask yourself, what do I want to do more of every day? And make sure you're putting that into your day so you're really, really just enjoying your life and enjoying your business and enjoying all the things that you're working on. And anything that you're not doing, see if you can automate it, systemize it, or delegate it so that you're no longer doing that anymore. A really important thing to ask yourself too is, how do you want to feel every day? Do you want to feel really affluent? Do you want to feel really successful? Do you want to feel really happy? It's really, really important to think about how do you want to feel every day, because then you can align that to the task that you're doing. So if you want to feel connected, think about, okay, how can I connect with people more? Maybe I start a podcast or start interviewing people so I get to be around people more. Maybe I implement a mastermind. I get a group of successful friends together and we implement a mastermind so we're connecting and sharing ideas and feeding off of each other and getting better and better and better. I'm part of a couple masterminds and I absolutely love being able to connect with like-minded people, being able to share ideas and get feedback and just put your ideas out there and have a few people that are like, hey, you're not crazy. It's actually a really good idea. It's so beneficial to be able to talk to people who work in the same industry as you, or who are in the same space as you, and who get you, who understand who you are and can kind of talk you out of being a little bit crazy or being too hard on yourself when you need it. So think about all these things. Make sure that you're dedicating a certain time out of the week to planning and organizing so you can make sure that you put the time in to make all of this happen. But October is going to be such a productive month. If you guys are not in the Yes Supply Collective, head over to yessupply.co/collective and sign up, because every morning in your inbox, you're going to be getting a tool, a tip, a meditation or a guided visualization or hypnosis, something that's going to help you be more productive, so that by the end of the month, the end of 21 days, you literally are getting so much more done than you've ever gotten done before in less time. So if you guys don't realize, it takes 21 days to form a new habit. So if you're going through this over the course of the month, what's going to happen is you're actually going to create new neural pathways in your brain that are going to make it easier for you to pick up these new habits and actually implement them into your life. So you're not going to feel like you're forcing being more productive. It's going to be so much easier for you. So head over to yessupply.co/collective, sign up for the collective. I'd love to hang out with you and share with you some of my best productivity tips. And if you know somebody who really, really needs help with productivity, they're struggling, they're not getting things done, they're always stressed out and overwhelmed, hit the share button, share this on your page. There could be someone out there that really, really needs this productivity tip and really, really needs to feel more intentional for the month. And it's my mission to help as many women as possible create their best life, only take yes for an answer, and especially this month, get the tools that they need to be more productive. So I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you so much for joining me in this. I'd love to hear your feedback. And if you're watching this after, if you have any questions about being more productive, just leave them for me in the comments and I'll hop back over here and answer them for you. So thanks so much, guys, and have a great evening.